Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is episode 827.1. Of course, as labeled, this is a We Nerd World. I'm Eagle. Huh. That's me in the background. What's up, Miss Angel, hanging out this evening? Mr. Smiley rolling in this as well. Hopefully, you guys have had a great weekend. I sure did. You guys kicked off your week in a great way. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. The Kid Rock playing back there.
What up, man?
What up, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you today, my friend?
Doing good. I just finished up rolling some joints. Just waiting for my bro Eagle to jump on. Hang out with some weed nerds.
You're ahead of me. I don't have my joints rolled yet.
Oh, shit.
Oh. So congrats on that third place. Everybody hasn't known that third place choice there. Very commendable.
Appreciate that. That was real.
Well deserved, in my opinion, first, but my opinion's biased.
No, it's a huge honor, man. There's a lot of great flower, great farm. I mean, everybody had a great season this year, so it was cool to hear a mention,
Definitely a lot of fucking good weed this year, or there this weekend for sure. I was, I'm always impressed with, all the cannabis that comes across my tray most times. But for me, this weekend, the big winner was the fucking eats. At the end of the day, man, that food was on point, and definitely throwing out fucking shares fit for a king. That's for sure. So. Here's to all the people, the hard working people that threw down that awesome meal. That shit was delicious.
Yeah, that was, man. That ham was like melting your mouth. It was so good. I couldn't stop eating it.
Of course, it's Lucas, he got an honorable mention with the fifth place there.
Yeah, she did. That was awesome.
And of course, Patrick, ABC Go, best flower, right? Or was best flower and show? Wasn't that right?
Best in show. That was a cool award, man. He didn't have any idea he even entered anything. So there was a group of people that went around and purchased flower from every one of the vendors. And they just kind of looked over what they had, I assume, and purchased what they thought was the best. But then they judged it all, and that was the best in show, which is pretty cool.
Definitely an awesome dude for sure. So, very deserving.
Oh yeah, it's my weed hookup. For real.
Man, oh, man, I'm very much looking forward to the days where I'm handing out weed again instead of there you go. Oh, being on the purchasing end of that shit, man. Very, very, a lot of great weed out there, but man, again, I'm gonna be biased. I miss growing my own.
Yeah, we had a blast, dude. That was definitely the best. That's the best event all year. I mean, and I always saw that last year. It's just such a cool setting where you're eating dinner together. You know what I mean? And like hanging out. It's like really gives it the family kind of feel.
That it does. I was impressed with the way that event laid out. I did. It would seem more about that just hanging out than it did, um, being an event. It just seemed more like a hangout than an event, and that's right up my alley. Yeah.
That's what I kind of envisioned for the weed. If we ever did like a weed nerd thing or something like
Oh, yeah.
one big chill fucking smoke sesh. You almost gotta have a few vendors there just for people that want to buy some stuff or get some stuff. You know.
Right. No push. That's the thing. That without the push, like you feel like you have to buy. A lot of those events, you feel like that's the purpose. You know what I mean? You're just being pushed from table to table, and you're like, okay, what else is there? You know what I mean? I feel when I most events like that, like I'm compelled to buy, and most times to not. But I especially over the years, I've always had weed. So I wasn't necessarily there to buy weed. I was always there to socialize. And then that element wasn't there in a lot of events. So it was really nice to see the hangout be kind of the main point of the event. Cheers.
See, I like what Lucas just said. We can rent that same venue.
It was a nice venue, that's for sure. And seen plenty of space. And of course, I opened to cannabis. That's huge all in itself, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how many people you think would come to a weed nerd thing? Suppose
I'm
though,
scared.
when they're done.
That's one of the things I'm actually worried about, Smiley.
Yeah,
I think if you build it, they will come, and I guarantee I think they would come. And that would be completely awesome. But
that
I
one downfall of that place is the size, limited size or whatever. But
I mean, uh, look at the way that we come pilgrimaging across country as it is. Fuck, Russ drove from fucking PA. You know what I mean? To come hang out for the afternoon. Much
yeah,
less call it a fucking Weed Nerd World event, or Weed Nerd event per se. Oh yeah, they would come. They would come. Cheers, Bingus.
Cheers, guys. How you doing?
Pretty good, man.
Good. Yeah, I think the Weedner world is a organism that is not going to die. It continues to grow, and you know, God bless Subcool. Really, I mean, that's where this all began, right? And we got Eagle picking up the torch here. Good to see you guys. And Angel, how are you? Good to see you. Weed Nerd World.
I want to say shout out to Ace Boom 3223. It was a pleasure meeting you this past weekend, man. It's always, a pleasure to see face to face some of the names we see in chat. That's one of the reasons why I started doing what I was doing. I wanted to get to know the people that, behind the names in chat. You know what I mean? And it was a pleasure to meet him this weekend and shake his hand. And it's always cool to meet the weed nerds, 100%. So cheers to Ace Boo. What are you smoking on this evening, Bingus?
I'm actually the Bud Zingus, which is a cross of my double white cheese and blue diesel, one of my favorites that I keep plenty around because it never does me wrong. I mean, I never seem to get tired of it. It keeps getting me continually high. Sometimes I smoke weed and then, I don't know, after a few days, I kind of like, this really isn't getting it for me, you know? And so, but this one does seem to activate me. So I kind of stick with it.
Anyway, have you ever yeah, they're right here. Since you already use the filters, do you use or ever seen these cannabis passport? Which camera? That camera. Cannabis passport papers. So basically, you've gotten them. I'm sure you've gotten a pack of cards from Tao, right? One of these.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm almost think that these are like these and these are the same company because like these are similar. So in this pack of papers, you get 100 papers, but then you get these cards in there that like this. They're just like the cards. Each one of these have some type of like cannabis fact on there or whatnot.
Badass.
And so you rip these out and then you rip them up. These are your filters. So each one of these rips down into a filter. So,
Super badass.
and the crutches are the papers, the filters like that all the time. I thought you may be interested in flipping through and getting some oddball cannabis facts, while you were rolling some joints, man. They're pretty neat.
That's better than the joke on the Laffy Taffies, man.
Pretty close, right?
I like those jokes.
No, I dig that. That's cool. That's well thought out, and it's a cool idea. I'd buy one. Sold. I'm sold. I was just listening to that clip, the George Carlin on the I don't know. He does the rant, and it's like all the words like prestige, extravaganza, and I don't know. He's just going on and on about all the marketing words and terms they use, and no obligation, no purchase necessary. He's like running through them all. It's so funny.
I love George Carlin.
Yeah, he's super funny.
You probably know the bit. I mean, it's one of his famous ones.
I like his favorite quote of mine is, if voting mattered, they wouldn't let you do it. I thought, man, he just hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah, he was quite the cynic for sure. I think that's the right term. Right?
He's a comedian, actually, Smiley.
No, I know. It's like he kind of had that form of comedy, you know what I mean? Whereas,
yeah, I thought that was funny as hell, to be honest. I mean, because it's kind of true. It's based in a little bit of truth there.
oh,
that's is that called a cynic when you base comedy in truth? Is that? I don't know. I'm not sure what is a cynic anyway. I know we had Dead Cynic up here one time.
He's a good guy.
Oh, I liked it. I like Mike. He's a great dude. Got some excellent glass pieces,
Yeah.
I can't, dude. When it's your passion, right, which is his. I mean, you just kind of.
Yeah. So cynicism is the feeling of distrust, or that something isn't going to work out well.
Okay.
Is slightly different though.
You know what? I'm going to be careful with that word because that's not what I thought it meant.
It's kind of like, I guess I picture like the guy that always sees the bad and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Or how something ain't gonna work out.
The glass is half empty instead of half full.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be a cynic. Okay. So Mike is dead. He's a dead cynic. So he's actually an optimist. Right?
I was actually part of the Optimist Club in high school.
You were?
Yeah.
That's right, dude. I remember they had the Optimist Club. Yeah, it was cool, actually. We had clubs in my back in the 70s, regular, like fraternities, high school fraternities. They outlawed it after about 1974, but it was fun. You had to pledge and do all kinds of crazy crap, get beat up, let somebody whip on you and shit. That was just kind of, didn't like that aspect of it, to be honest, but peer pressure, you get fraternity. That's really what it was all about, is come and join us. And we'll separate all us from them. And anyway, I'm not a big fan of that any longer. Looking for more unity, you know what I mean? Bring things together and, and make things happen in a positive way.
It's not a bad outlook.
So would you come out to the Weed Nerd party when we have one?
Where's it going to be?
I don't know. That's got to be decided.
Would it be biased to have it in Michigan? Or would we have to like vote on it, make it central somewhat?
I don't know.
There's a lot of them here in Michigan.
Well, okay. So I think maybe you should look at where is everybody? I mean, you got the list, right? Eagle, right? I mean, if you want to, the majority, if it's in Michigan, yeah, it should be in Michigan.
Michigan's kind of central.
It's kind of depending on where on the hand you're looking, I guess. But
yeah. The hairy palm.
Where's the hairy dogs? I like that guy's handles. I get a kick out of that. Yeah, I would love to come to a Weed Nerd. What's up, Blue Kiss? Just that I've been bleeding money. I mean, I got stem cell surgery, and now I'm looking at a bunch of dental work.
Oh, nice.
And when you bring up dental work, I was listening to a book, it was Breathe Our Breath, and they were teaching like how we don't breathe correctly anymore. But moreover, they were talking about chewing, the benefits of like just chewing, how it actually produces the right amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide. But what they also said was by chewing on your molars, that it created stem cells throughout your whole life. So they're basically, by pulling out some of your teeth, you know what I mean? It was changing your mouth and constricting your airways and taking away some of the benefits, like, stem cell production from chewing on your molars, your back teeth.
Eagle, you just like me. I got it backwards. I should have had my teeth work done first, is what you're saying. Before I went down to South America and got jacked with stem cells. Probably save some money, maybe. I don't know.
I just thought it was a weird, because like me and Angel's been talking lately a little bit about like how today's dental practices aren't necessarily good for us. It's more or less they've kind of swayed it for their own, whatever. But by pulling out the molars, the wisdom teeth, that they were in fact creating more of a health problems for us in the long run.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I took a day just last week and went through my town and visited not every, but 5 different dental offices, and actually like interviewed them, like, because dude, I got a bunch of stuff I need to have done. And the guy that won, of course, is the most expensive. Right? See, I went with the feeling who seems to know the most, right? And I said, okay. Then I compared prices, and it's just like, yeah. All right. So I'm like, all right, if I want it done right, I got to pay top dollar, which makes sense. If you want top shelf meds, you got to pay top dollar, right? So it's, nothing's changed in that regard. It's just, and there's a lot of truths that are coming up, I think, is what kind of floors me a little bit, Eagle, and the types of things that you're saying. I mean, we've been kind of lied to a lot, I think, on various levels, that we're just starting to wake up to the fact that, geez, you mean, pulling my teeth isn't a good idea? I mean, I always wondered, why did God give me teeth if they're just going to rot? And then what am I eating and who's feeding it to me? And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this is a much deeper issue than I'm seeing on the surface. I wouldn't doubt what you're saying at all.
It is crazy when you say that too. Like, what are they, what are we eating or whatever? But it goes back even like, I mean, you start, if you want to get creeped out on stuff like the lead and gas and shit like that. Like, that whole thing was a fucking scam too. Like, it was, I don't know. It's like countless things. It's not just the one. You know what I mean? It's like happened over and over and over.
Well, we're sucking oil, right? And then back in the 60s, it was plastics. Get into plastics. Right now, there's reports saying that when you suck on a straw, the plastic that you just sucked on is in your bloodstream within 4 seconds.
Crazy.
And it creates inflammation. I'm like, well, fuck, what about the cup of coffee that I'm drinking? Just same thing. So plastics, yeah, back in the 60s, all the guys that invested, except for me, of course, I didn't have any money, I barely have any now, are dead. You know what I mean?
All right,
All
guys.
inflammation.
Miss Blue Kiss and tell her congratulations on her, shout out.
Sorry, I didn't really.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
I was
That's
very
very
actually
cool.
surprised that I placed it all, but I will say this, when we were doing the blind fan favorites, I knew which one was mine, and which actually, I believe it was Rainbow Belts that took first place in my division. And that was the other one, because I had Moonbow, and then there was Rainbow Belts, and Moonbow is basically just Rainbow Belts in another variation. So I was like, it's either this one or this one. And then I decided which one it actually was. So I was real glad that I could tell which one was mine and which one was the winner. That was special for me to be able to even identify.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's cool. Well, they said that too. They were like, it was so tight, like it was so hard, and all these people were so close. Like, how are they scored it?
Yeah,
So
we were tenths of a point apart. We had the same score, but we're tenths of a point apart from first to sixth. That's why I even got listed at all as honorable mention, because we were so close.
Yeah.
They're splitting hairs, huh?
Yeah. So that made me proud, even though I didn't win. I was glad
proud of that.
I placed it all.
Yeah, you should be really proud of that, Lucas. That's an awesome honor.
So in honor of that, I'm smoking something else. Yeah, actually, I am smoking. I believe it's Super Freak. I put it in here, and I forgot to label. I try to label my crap in here, but yeah, it's like mystery date every time I open the little jars that I smoke out of. But I'm pretty sure, because I open this one, ooh, this one smells and tastes like Super Freak, but the bud didn't look like Super Freak. But the more I'm doing it, Super Freak. Started getting me all sleepy because I let it run a little long on the stem, so got a little bit of the CBD action going on with it. That's okay. The way I sleep, it's good to have something that'll put me down.
Do you get that from it?
Excuse me?
You get that from it? It like sets it down? It's couch lock?
It can. If I've been smoking it, like today, I was smoking it. It was like I got the urge to take a wee nap. But if I keep smoking and fight through it, I'm good. I'm just real.
Yeah.
For example, I did fight through it, and then I went to take back some stuff I got from Amazon. And I got all the way to Kohl's. That's where I returned my stuff and realized I didn't bring it with me. I think it's only like 4 miles. 5 miles. Went right back home and got my stuff. Good time.
Yeah, you're not far from there, huh?
No.
At least you didn't leave the stove on,
No.
How big of a difference have you guys seen in some of your strains grown indoor and outdoor? Is there a wider variety in effect from some of the strains that you've grown indoor and outdoor? Can you see it?
No, I don't grow indoors, so I can't really. I'm just all outdoor. But I've got so much freaking weed in there right now that I think next year I am going to start tenting up and growing in the wintertime. But right now I have no need or purpose to be growing anything. I got to start processing what I've already got. And then in the summertime, I think I'm gonna go and cut back on how many plants I'm running. I hate to even say it out loud because I probably won't do it even as I say it. I know me too well. It's like I get the fever. So, oh well.
Mr. Smiley, what about you? Have you grown some that you grew indoor that's grown outdoor? What's the difference?
Um,
If any.
no, there are differences. There's definitely always, from what I've seen, there's always differences. They always grow different outside pretty soon. But the buds always seem to get more leafy to them, and then yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm still partial to my indoor. I'll probably take you for saying that, but whatever. I was still partial to indoor, my indoor anyway, and not to say that it wasn't, you know. Maybe that's what we should do for the Weed Nerd World, do it outdoor versus in.
That's a tough one right there. That's that's worse than the organic versus
Yeah, actually, as far as the camps go, you're right.
deep,
I will say this, indoor will be outdoor every time for probably visually how it looks. It just because yeah, I don't get the fade. It's hard to get a fade on an outdoor.
right on, right on. For me, what I know definitely noticed was and I said this a couple days ago last time we talked, was the couch lock, the sedativeness, you know. I've smoked a lot of fucking weed over the years, and all the indoor that I've smoked recently, you could fucking throw it at me. You call it indica, you call it sativa. It just the effect seems to be the same. You know what I mean? Call it listed however you want. And it isn't couch lock for me. You know what I mean? It's high, barely high, maybe heady at best, but never like, okay, I'm like, fucking, I'm going to nap. You know, and that's what all the outdoor did for me, man. Running the gauntlet of them samples, I thought, well, would be super easy, the amount of weed I smoke. But fucking, I definitely took a few weed naps through going
Yeah,
through
easy to do.
samples. They were something that just repeatedly, no matter what the sample was, fucking hit me fucking more couch lock. Well, yeah, it was just like, okay, few into it, man. It was
Lean in, man. There
yeah.
must be a series of shows I can watch on TV.
Well, that's why I was asking if it was just me or if you guys had noticed it yourself from running that same
Um,
indoor and
I
outdoor.
noticed that I need to start pulling my weeds quicker. I think to get rid of that because I will run my stuff longer just because I want to make sure it's right. And yeah, I think I let mine go a little too long on a lot of strains because I had a couple that were like they're done at 56 or 58 days. And I'm like, ooh, I let that go 65 days. Whoops. But in my opinion, it still looked like it was okay to be out there. So
You know?
but yeah, but I will say this, I took some Storm Shadow early and then I let Storm Shadow go as long as it could, what was left. And my early is definitely so much different than my late stuff. Night and day. The early stuff is more terpy actually, which I would find surprising. The late stuff just gets me higher than them. That's okay with me though. It's like having two different strains in one plant.
I do say I would agree somewhat with that, Eagle, but I still get buzzed off my indoor too. I don't know. I got a couple of them that would couch lock you pretty good.
So you're trippy. You're indoor trippy with fucking pull me down. I'm not afraid to say that, man. That shit fucking
You're into a crip, you will cripple you.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Next year, I'll just grow all the library outside and pick from that.
There's damage you can do to your friends and neighbors.
Well, yeah, I mean, some of them guys do got, they got some pretty big farms that we're pulling some flour from. So, there's quite a lot they got to pick from. You know what I mean?
I gotta say, shout out to Smiley when he showed up yesterday. He did this at another event I was at with the down south when we were camping at that weekend camp we had. He brings out these little they remind me of the Altoids tins. He's got one for each flavor of wheat he's brought. Yep, them's the ones. And he looks like a freaking car dealer. What's your flavor today? Yes. What do I have a choice of? He says, just name one. Like, oh shit. Yeah, he kept the campfire, and it was so hard because we were also doing the judging, and them joints just kept rolling around. That was so.
That's why they call it Smiley's Angels. He's like an angel, a pot angel that drifts
Oh
in
my
and
God. He said,
blesses
I
you.
didn't bring any with me because I knew there was going to be so much freaking weed going that I just, that me every time procrastinator, I didn't roll a fucking thing. And he came and he goes, what do you want? What's your pleasure? All of it. And it was pleasurable too. Thank you, Smiley. But then we'd smoked so much for so long. They started laying out that buffet, and me and Smiley both got a predator kind of I was rumbling in the stomach, and I know he was rumbling. He's like, you think they're gonna serve soon? And I'm going, yeah, I think we ought to start loitering right up by the front of the line. And that's exactly what we did. And sure enough, we were sitting there hogging down, and we had people sitting with like somebody's butt on my head as they were waiting in line to swirl all the way around the place to get to where we just came from. I was so grateful that we did that.
Well, the kick-ass part was that Rascal Farmer's booth was right there, so we're just sitting there smoking on his hookah and shit, and like
I did score a pretty good spot there, didn't I? I got there early enough. I got a big round table and kind of, this is where we'll be.
He had that badass setup, dude. That hookah he had was fucking kick-ass, and he was heating up little cubes there. I think he said they were pressed cocoa, but he was just getting them hot on like an electric grill, and then they'd get red hot, and he'd set them on there. They were just like charcoal, but they didn't smoke or nothing. They just got the hash hot, and then it was like this hookah thing. It hit really nice, and it tasted really good. All of his fucking hash was really good.
Yeah, I can't believe it. There was 4 different meats. I mean, how many times have you been to a buffet of any kind that had 4 different meats, unless they were trying to impress you at a wedding reception or something? I mean, every one of them was good. There wasn't a skunk in the bunch.
Morganja's ham was the shit, though. That stuff was so good, dude. He had a smoke.
Shout out to Morganja Farms. Oh my God. Yeah. Pink, freaking ham. Oh, I love ham. It's my favorite meat.
Definitely the best food I've had in a minute. Restaurants, considered.
All the side dishes were good too. It wasn't just meat. They had maybe 4 or 5 different vegetable sides that you could eat. I got a cup of soup, vegetable soup. Oh, it was good. It's really good.
Yeah, I'd do it again, 100% next year, without a doubt.
I actually was debating whether to do it or not right up to the very end. I don't want to do this. I'll just go in and enjoy it. No, I want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. My stuff's not good enough. Oh, it is good enough. It's just like freaking angel here and a devil here. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it was the very last night that I could turn it in. I turned my sample and I drove to Grand Rapids and dropped it at the hydroponics store, Horizon Hydroponics. And since I was in Grand Rapids, went ahead and called Beltline Bar and got a burrito to go, because they had the best freaking burritos there. God damn. So yeah, even though I had to make an extra trip, I made it work for me by getting that burrito. So but I'm glad I entered. It's a good time. And like I said in chat earlier, on the 22nd of December at the same location, they are having an ugly sweater contest and comedy show. I think it's like $20 at the door to get in. So if you're drivable and want to go have a party and get high and watch some comedy with old Blue Kiss, you know where I'll be. And in front.
So have you guys, anybody thinking about throwing anything new in their garden?
Not yet.
No.
I couldn't get it off mute. I did. I popped some new seeds. I did, and I didn't do it out of the Smiley's Angels. I popped some seeds that I've had, and I've been meaning to pop. So I found the peanut butter jelly breath pack, and I had half of those left still, so I had 6 of those.
Oh, we talked about that.
And then I dropped one of them, so now I have 5 of them. So, and then
Hell, don't worry.
I searched. Don't worry, it's gone.
I've done that before. It's so heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
You bred that one out there, Smiley?
Did I what?
You bred that one out, peanut butter and jelly?
It's 808 genetics. Did, and then I popped its sister, so it's the same Strawberry Runt's dad, but it was on the strawberry or sunset sherbet. So the sunset, and then, which I think that's gelato by Skittles.
I think you're correct.
So, and that's, yeah, Strawberry Twizzlers is that one. So we'll see what I'm doing. And I tried with the rest of the raspberries and no luck.
Right now.
We just said he popped some Nakatomi Plazas and some Irie's Morning Dew. I gotta say, I love the way Caribou Heart says Nakatomi Plaza. He just has the accent to say that. Such an odd comment, but yeah, I love the way he says his Nakatomi Plaza.
That's Mr. Chad Westport's.
Yeah, I know that one.
I love that name. Nakatomi Plaza is great.
No, but he's got that such a hard Canadian accent. The Nakatomi Plaza. God. Shout out to you, Mr. Chad Westport.
Is that the Canadian accent?
No, that's the West Michigan accent right there. Not a lot of difference, I'm sorry to tell you. Or as we like to say, not Canadian, the Yooper accent, which is, I think, harder Canadian than the Canadian accent, to tell you the truth.
I'm growing the PRS, which is really all the stuff I got from Smiley combined into Spartacus as well. So it's platinum cake, raspberry, and double white cheese. And first pheno I'm looking at is pretty promising. Looks pretty cool. It looks like raspberry. It smells like platinum cake, and it has the structure of Spartacus. So I mean, I can see all the expression in the known genetics that I know of. I'm not sure where
what's thrown off.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
could
sure
be anybody. Yeah, he's got my nose. No, he's got my nose.
That's pretty
How many
cool.
weeks are you into your growth right now?
I'm on day 35. I put up a video on IG just
yeah.
of the plant that I'm the single plant. I got one more coming in after that. I also bought the a clone of the pre-98 Bubba Kush. So I'm kind of anxious to see what's going to go there. But those are kind of my two highlights. Again, thanks to Smiley's Angels for flying in. What was that, about 2 years ago?
Flying in. No, that's cool. I'm excited to see it. It looks nice. They look really nice. Especially if it has some kind of a smell to it too, you know?
It smells like the platinum cake, man. I like that very nutty kind of smell.
Okay.
But I don't know. You never know until it's all said and done. The double raspberry, I didn't really care for any. I had one female I looked at and it didn't turn out. And I had 6 or 5 males, 6 males and one female. And I picked the big, strongest male and made the PRS. So we'll see. It's just all fun and games, my friends. I'm not trying to claim on being some kind of breeder or anything or like that. I enjoy doing it just to see if I can see this is a perfect example of what I like to do. And what's captured me.
Without being a pollen checker, sir.
Yeah, but I see finally the beauty of it. I'm seeing all the genetics that I put in express, which it's like, thank you. I get to see at least,
It is cool.
It makes sense. Anyway.
You can do that in fish, you can do that in dog,
genetics are a fun thing. You can do that in humans.
The DNA is so ununderstood. I think we don't understand it at the levels, but that's where, the genetics originate. And it's been a passion of mine since I was a kid, really.
Yeah, really, we can do stuff and go, we don't know why it happened, but this is what happened. And I can predictably say it's going to happen. I just don't know why it's happening. And that's the fun of it. You got enough knowledge that you can do that. And, I get deeper and deeper into it. The deeper you get, the more you know, the less you know, kind of deal. And you know that as you're going along. But yeah, if there's nothing that, as far as putting plants together, yeah, you can make something really ugly, just pollen check stuff, or you can start really looking at your plant and going, well, this is what I like here. If I do this, will this happen? And then you test that out. And if it does happen, you go, okay. And then go from there and, study up a little bit. We got a lot of geneticists that actually are out in the community that can tell you why things do what they do.
I think it's exciting to see a novel expression.
It is.
Because it's unique and individuated. And then you times that by 8 billion people. Whoa.
Yes, looking for that unique, that certain something. Yeah, a lot of people have found them. We all smoke them.
People are hungry for that too. And I've said that time and time again. That will be what kills the recreation market. The recreational market is going to try to, find that Budweiser, you know what I mean? The top 3 cigarettes,
Marlboros.
Yeah.
They want to do that. They're going to want to limit it down to whatever works best for them, whatever for.
Yeah, so they don't have to go pheno hunting.
Yeah, it's going to be production model. It ain't all that. It ain't going to be the individuality that we all love. And we all know that there's so much great cannabis out there, and we yearn for that. What is next? You know what I mean?
Part, that's not even touching the medical end of it, and what the different expressions of curatives are in the plant, depending on what percentages you have that express out of a certain variety. I mean, you got one with a lot of CBG in it. You got one with a lot of CBD in it. You maybe got one with a lot of THC in it.
You're really compelling me to say this, and I appreciate that. I think it's all pretty much medical. I mean, really, because it's designed to open the pathways energetically so that we can actually heal ourselves, number one, all right, in our mental thinking and balancing, and then attack any other symptoms of an invading force like a virus or a cancer through oils, through anointing oils, or anointing our body with the oils of cannabis. I mean, goodness gracious, it's as far back as we can see.
Well, when I speak of the recreational, I'm speaking of the Marlboro recreational.
I agree. No, I understand what you're saying, but they're going to try to take the medical out of it and make Yeah, everybody go get your Marlboros. It's less money, and everybody does it. And it gives you that 10-minute buzz that you need, and then you're going to do. I mean, dude,
Yeah,
I used to
but
smoke
there's nothing
cigarettes.
curative in that at all because they've taken all the curative out of it.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. I was just saying it in its
I
origin.
understood exactly what you were saying, though. Yeah, I did. I really do. It is all medical, unless you're
Medicinal, maybe it'd be a
unless it's
better
the
word. I don't know.
booth, unless it's the booth that they're going to try to slam on us. But I won't be smoking it.
That's another plant I actually got hold of. It's called Super Booth. I really don't care for the name, but man, I looked at the bud and went, oh my goodness.
I had some concentrate I could have got of Super Booth.
Super Boof's been winning a lot of awards around in Michigan.
Really? I got that cut here. So
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
It's actually one that I really enjoy. So
Really? Okay. Well, that's some good input.
I had my choice of getting 2 grams of the Super Booth or getting 2 grams of GMO and GMO1.
I bought the
maybe it's
Bubba
not
Kush,
for
and they
everybody.
threw in the Super Booth for free. So I got 2 for 1, and I didn't expect that, which I was very happy
Yeah,
about.
Super Booth is a horrible name.
I might have to beg for a return eagle on that.
No problem. Just whatever I got. What's mine is yours.
That's the
You've allowed me to
that
play.
was actually
It's
kind
time
of
for you to
great.
play.
We got some extract of that stuff that was really good.
Really? The plant is nice.
That's what I was looking at and going, oh, do I get that? I think that one. Well, I got from Strangely Rooted something called Dumbo, spelled Dumboh.
The Strange
Dumbo
Rooted.
number 61. It's not very good. It's not very good lighting right here. Oh, that's the light on.
Let me get you.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's real nice. It's real nice. But then the other one was the GMO, and that was from Botanic Organics. And I'm not sure who actually won on the concentrates, but I thought it was GMO, and I'm not sure who made it. I admit, at the time of the awards, I may have been out. So people were going, who won? I'm going,
Yes, you were recording it from what I remember.
you know what I did? You know what I did? I did have the mic plugged in, but I didn't have the mic turned on, so I did record it, but I didn't get the volume, I didn't get the sound. But you know what happened? Yeah, hi girl. A Blunt, Jay Blunt, he's got it all. I know because I saw a clip of it and I went, oh, his was even better quality on the video. I'm just gonna get in touch with him and find out. But I saw that Chris from Country Roots put up on IG today that he was going to have a comprehensive list of who won what coming soon. So I'm thinking if it's not up there now, it will be in the next day or so, because he's not one to drag his feet on that kind of stuff. But yeah, I did real good. I did the high on recording for sure. Live and learn. I'm getting better and worse.
It's all experience. It's all experience. That's the key.
That's right.
Keep experiencing.
Yeah. Growing thumbs.
I got to say hi to Shredder in the chat room real quick. Shredder, thank you, buddy. Shredder actually made me realize that because I played so much guitar, it's why I have a lot of arthritis in my hand. But buddy, I'm telling you, he was asking me if I'm regressing. It's not regressing, bro. In fact, I went to the music store the other day and I can play. I don't have the dexterity yet. So I'm doing my exercises, buddy. And just letting you know, man, I ain't giving up on that. I used to play, and I don't know, it may not be at the same precision, but eventually you're going to see me play guitar, buddy.
Maybe classical something.
Oh yeah, I look forward to it, man. That's sweet.
Oh, that's a goal of mine. It has been, and believe me, I work on it every day.
I would appreciate that. I really would. Come on, to the world.
Well, you're only going to see it if I can actually play efficient.
I think you'd be just fine.
I'd love to see you just play Mary Had a Little Lamb, dude. That'd be sweet.
I'll do that on the harmonica for you here eventually. I've got one of those. I used to play harmonica.
That too. All right.
Yeah, I'm getting. I'm going to be the 3-minute. If I get a couple of cymbals between my knees and.
I love that guy. And a spoon on the leg.
Oh yeah. It's the one hand or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. You think that drum kit's a hard one to do? Try these things.
Anyway, I'm going to drop out, my friends. Thank you so much, Eagle. It's always a pleasure
It's
hanging with
so
you,
good to see
brother,
you.
Smiley and Blue Kiss and Angel. Angel, I really would like you to pipe down a little bit, okay? I mean, it's
The talking one.
kind of hard.
So many words. So many.
Have a great night, y'all. Take
Bye.
care.
Cheers, Vegas.
You are pretty talky, I gotta say.
Yeah. Sometimes.
She is an observer, so you got to kind of keep an eye on what you're saying because she is observing.
I do watch my surroundings. Yes, I do.
She does.
So I'd like to say a big cheers to Smoke and Grow Fraser and a thank you for his little Weed Nerd World gift package there.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciate it. Good butt in there, my friend.
And hash.
I got to that yet, but I know that
Nice.
definitely looks really nice. That's for sure. So many other, I guess I should knock out a bunch of thank yous there. Doris, thank you for the sample from Acebook 3223. Thank you from AB Seedco. Gave me some edibles and just for being a cool dude. Thank you. And let's see who else. Earth, Sun, and Fire. Thank you for your you know, handouts or whatever, samples there. Cool people. I'm looking forward to talking to them as well. And it was super cool to meet Mr. Dutch Blooms firsthand. I had talked to him, several times online and everything. And very unexpected. I'm sitting there, were we eating or were we smoking? Nonetheless, he taps me on the port on the shoulder there and just decides to hand me a like
Care package.
yeah, a nice little care package of like one of everything on his table there.
That
So
is generous.
yeah, thanks.
That's super cool.
And hey, I got to give a shout out to whoever designed that belt that AB Seeds won. That was so cool. It looked like a WWE belt, but it was kind of a plaque. So that was actually pretty slamming. Whoever designed that did a good job.
Yeah, that was really cool. That's cool. It is a belt. It actually is a belt. There's like folds on the back of it.
Yeah, I'm glad that the sponsors got to get a little bit of competition in there as well.
Yeah, Brian and Bell.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble now. Oh. I did see her say something about outnumbering the guys. I guess this is what she meant. Oh, but Ryan says no. Even.
Sorry, I'm not too far along yet.
Yeah, there's no outnumbering. Ryan, come in with you.
How are you?
Predator with you.
Cheers, guys. Ryan, Bell.
Cheers.
Hello, you guys tonight.
Cheers.
Oh man, darn you, Ryan. I was trying to take him out.
She must not
This
be
is my opportunity to outweigh the girls.
Yeah. Nice try.
Now we're nice and even.
Yes, it
Get
should.
long hair.
Okay, so you can count. We'll take you.
Oh, wow. Okay then.
Well, if he wants, to hey.
How are you? Go ahead. Host. I'm just.
What are we gonna start talking about? Fucking Tupperware and kitchen appliances now, or some shit?
No,
I'm fucking around.
that would just be wrong.
Well, actually, we could technically talk about Tupperware type things for storage containers for storing our weed.
No good for it. Glass.
We got to keep it classy though.
Glass or the that hard plastic, the food grade, the big buckets. I don't mind storing long term in those if I don't open them.
So all right, can plastic be like broken then? Like I could understand that with like the first kind of uses, plastic does kind of have that smell and is maybe still, you know what I mean,
The
off
off gas.
but can
Not as much if it's food grade. If it's food grade, it shouldn't have that
The food
smell.
grade, that's exactly what makes it the food grade is it doesn't get that off gassy and the exchange between the actual container and the stuff inside it. So yeah. For my
uh,
long-term storage, a 5 gallon food grader, I with the little seal top, I can't beat it. I'd like to build some candy jar things that with the little lids that open up kind of thing, little bins, but no, I'm not
Oh,
a
that'd be awesome.
yeah.
Have like little chalkboard fronts so you can write the string.
Here you go. Not chalkboard. Oh no. Shit, I can't hardly keep it straight when I've got hard copied labeled printed out on my little printer machine.
Perfect. That
Yeah.
way then you can
I
take it
only
off and
I
replace.
I only had one plant that I had a problem with labeling this year too, and I think I got it. I think it's correct. We'll find out. And that was breakfast at Epiphanies. I only labeled one of the two of them when they were hanging. And then when I harvested it, I harvested the one that had the label on it. Oh,
so
because
which
we're side by side, but
sorry, what you working on, Ryan, there? And before you tell me there, I want to say there was a few like basically what I called like ugly ducklings that I judged this throughout the week last week that weren't necessarily the prettiest thing or smelled that great, but definitely scored high in effect. You
Yeah,
know, there
I've
was
got some
that.
pretty scraggly looking stuff that.
Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, and I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Said I've got some pretty scraggly stuff that seems to do the trick. Yeah, this stuff is just long and lanky, but I mean, there's a little bit of weight to this bud.
There was one entry that in my notes, I kind of was like, this is CBD or hemp. You know what I mean?
just
But
doesn't look like regular weed.
it wasn't, it wasn't too aesthetically.
Was it
Uh,
real open also and not really a true bud kind of thing?
it just didn't check all the boxes like all the other ones were hitting. Basically,
It
that,
wasn't pretty at all.
that thing, man, it was though, man. It smoked really nice and it was like super comforting, almost like a hug. You know what I mean? Wasn't necessarily what I wanted where I was looking to go, but man, it was really where I needed to be. I can tell you that.
I'm glad you got those experiences.
Yeah, there's a few of them, but yeah, and so yeah. So I just reminded me, like, Ryan's usually growing hemp, and that really surprised me that, you could. I really believe that like, somebody threw that hemp entry in there, like, I believe this can hang with the big boys, and it was well noted, at least in effect, as far as a lot.
All my jars of pretty bud are like an arm's reach away.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
But no, this stuff I think it's Jelly Bean by Blueberry Muffin. Oh, it's got a little bit of purple tinge to it. I mean, my light and my phone are both.
I see that. I see that's got the
Horse
tint
shit, but-
on it.
I mean, it's not like this.
The kiss of the purple from Outdoor Bud.
Oh no, there's a jar of blueberry muffin nearby. That's just like dark.
Do you have a favorite of what you grew this year, Ryan?
I'll try it one more time.
Do you have a favorite of what you grew this year?
Yeah, the blueberry muffin, ultraviolet pheno. There's a couple different, and then a couple plants they might be, because I did a really horrible job with record keeping and with then a bunch of other post harvest atrocities happened. Made shit other hard to have figured out. But I'm guessing this is or no, this one here is the jelly bean one, but the actual blueberry one, or there was seeds that were specifically ultraviolet phenotype, where they were.
So how many females of the ultraviolet did you run?
I started with a lot, and I ended up with a few.
Okay. But you still enough that you still have three or four different phenos that came out.
Well, I mean, with the blueberry,
Or
I mean,
expressions, I should
a couple
say.
hundred at least when it's to start.
Yeah. No, it's a run.
Like with the blueberries and the crosses, there's
Yeah.
quite a few, but
eliminations happen and things gotta go.
yep, sometimes life just figures it out for you, I guess,
Yeah.
and you end up with the keepers. But yeah, I'm down to like maybe I bet I got less than an ounce of the actual just straight blueberry muffin left.
Wow.
But I've
Sometimes
got
that's the way it goes.
a bag here of trim that I've got to fucking sift.
I gotta say, for going into a competition, you want to put your best weed in, but if your best weed is also your lowest producing weed, it's a conundrum. I mean, share though I do like to do, maybe the second best got more is a better option. But had I put
Why
my
is that a
best out,
conundrum?
and it's damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing.
No, you absolutely grow the best weed. Because they don't take you on the volume it grows at all.
Oh, and best is so subjective too. I mean, I had two strains that were pretty close, but I think, and this is the truth, because I was so close in the contest, if I had instead put RS11, which was the biggest nose in the garden, if I had put that in, which similar everything else to the moonbow, I think I could have pushed further ahead in the contest with those tenths of a percentage point or whatever it was, however they did it. But I didn't. So, but I'm glad with what I did. I'm happy with my results, and I got confirmation, and
Are you planning for next year?
Yeah, I enjoy just growing plants, and I enjoy getting high. So it's just a dream come true that we're living the way we are. And the little contest, yeah, I like to get into a little contest.
Like
And say
say,
what you want about straggly, this stuff just comes off the stem just so fucking nice.
Would you just kind of got to
And I'm a consummate professional too.
Uh-oh, you got the bud. Now we are outnumbered. Sorry, Val. It's okay.
say cheers to I forgot somebody, Mr. Kazoo.
Yes.
Hey,
Indeed.
passing me this awesome jar of lemon G. Cheers. Very delicious. And for passing me these schizo warp outdoor seeds to pass out to weed nerds, which is a schizo times at roots of peace. So very suitable for just getting outdoor. You guys are interested, let me know. I'll pass.
And also, he gets best dressed at the event from Saturday. He always brings it, man. That dude is always dressed to the nines when he comes out. Always, always, always.
Cheers, buddy.
Congrats to the event.
You just nudge that camera up just a bit. Just a bit.
Come on, I'm a WOD watcher. I mean,
Yeah.
and I would like to pick the ones I watch. I got
It's really such a good event. Like the last hour listening, it seems like it was all-time fun by all.
Oh, it was a lot of fun, bud. You'd have enjoyed it. Rez showed up. Oh, I can't believe Rez showed up. That was crazy. I was like, holy shit, Rez is here.
That is true. There were quite a few people from out of state. There was like North Carolina, Virginia,
Yes.
Lefty's farm. He came out from
Yeah,
Virginia.
cheers out to Lefty. Yep. Did a little photo shot with him so that we could prove that he was there.
Missed Mr. Lofty. I wish I would have caught him. Then I didn't even think about Brett busting out the camera until after the fact, which I was like, shit. As everybody was walking away, I was like, we should get a picture of everybody together, and everybody was like just kind of scattering.
Yeah, at the end, we did not dwell. We did not dwell.
I sucked at pictures too. Nobody took pictures.
We were living in the moment, and that's to be applauded that we were all there living in the moment. I mean, I was actually trying to get footage for a podcast that I fucked up, but still, mostly in the moment, living and having the fun, and that's really, considering the way that we've gone digitally, that's a really good thing to say. Somebody got pictures. We'll see them.
Yeah, that's a sign you guys were having so much fun. You
Yes,
disconnected
so.
from the phone, which is hard to do these days.
I agree.
And usually, if somehow you're connected to the phone, you're only having half as much fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why I've tried to set it down the last few events. I enjoy covering the events, but if I'm running around, taking the pictures and stuff like that, it sure does kind of.
It becomes business, not pleasure.
Yeah, and I miss the pleasure side of coming to the events, hanging out with all the people that I want to see and stuff, not just running around recording stuff. So the last few, I've kind of like just taken the back seat on all that, just kind of sit and enjoy myself. But I really couldn't believe. You would think for me that would be like second nature to be like, all right, everybody, let's get that pic.
That's like that group shot.
Yeah. No, completely missed it. I was really bummed though because I've really been on this kick on printing shit, these pictures and stuff like that, man. We're digital shit, man. That shit's nice. You can hold a lot of it in the palm of your hand, but it's fucking really nice to get
Decorate with your photos a little bit.
walk through the house and see the fucking cool moments that you connect with and not have to go through your phone or whatever. So I've been I was really bummed I missed that photo op, have all of us together because that was good ones too.
The weather cooperated, or was it inside and it's cold as hell out there? December in Michigan, isn't it?
Indoors. This one was indoor.
It's an old fraternal order of Eagles that went out of business, and they turned it into a banquet hall, and not to be choicey, but it's in kind of a shitty part of town. It's the shittiest part of town, right before you get to the lake shore, though. So it's not too far from the lake. But yeah, pothole city. All the roads are just nothing but
Any of the
potholes.
pictures from all these like events they have in LA, but me being from LA, yeah, they're in like the industrial,
Ghetto.
in the
It's like, okay.
resources of LA. Yeah, that's
But you
the
go
only
inside
place
and it's just a nice little, it's a converted bar is what it is. They turned a bar into a little banquet hall.
yeah.
Put a little strip club into the far corner. That was pretty funny. I was trying to talk on Discord in Irie. I was with Lefty, Lefty's Irie distributor. So we were trying to go on Discord, but I couldn't do it out in the thing because it was so damn loud. So I was going to go outside, and it's cold outside, like you said, but the strip club thing was right next to that. I'm going, I know it's quiet in there. So I went in there and I was talking on Discord. And there was a dude that was working. That's where they did all the samples and stuff. So there was a dude from the event that was working there. And I was talking to the Discord, and I go, yeah, I'm in the strip club. Look at laughing and stuff. And the dude that was working, he knew who I asked if I was on Discord and stuff. And I said, yeah. And he goes, hey, I know who she is. She got a really good sample. Yeah, he started talking up my shit. And at that point, I knew I might have done better than what I thought I did because he knew who I was and what my sample was. He was one of the workers. So, so he was talking me up and I'm feeling real good. I'm going, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then suddenly the whole conversation took a left turn. He goes, you want me to take the camera while you work the pole? No. And the conversation gotta go. But yeah, that was the weird part. That was the weird moment of the day.
So you got 2 compliments.
Yeah, that I could work a pole and I grow weed.
Blue just had the moon bow, but I missed what Smiley did. What strain was it that you had?
It was my punch, so MI punch. That was on my purple punch back cross 2, basically. Yeah. Been working on it for a few years.
What you sucking on tonight there, bud?
Apple banana. Rejoined for the day, all this apple banana. Yesterday, some days I mix it up. The last few days I pick a kind and I just go with that the whole day.
I do that sometimes. Some days it's start with one and then maybe something else in the afternoon, and then by evening I'm on to something else. But yeah, I do like to do one continual day of one.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Smiley, I've debated on whether or not I was going to give you this ribbing or not, but I'm going to give it to you.
Uh-oh.
Obviously, if I want some of that fire genetics of yours, I'm going to have to pop the seeds and pheno hunt the shit myself. I got fire clones. Nonetheless, he delivered me some good shit. That's for sure. But I was like super like hoping I was gonna get your shit. So I'm like, on the way home, I was like, yep, looks like I'm popping next on the list is Smiley gear. I gotta figure out a strain now. God damn it. Which one I'm gonna
drop. Got good varieties out there.
The problem was I don't know which one I had with him.
For the hell of it, man. Now I'm looking at now I'm going through my seeds tonight, figuring out which one I'm gonna pop. Even though, I do have some fire peanut butter jelly and some Ghost OG, but the point was really to get
something more instantaneous and ready to go. Is that what we're thinking?
The process of the seed hunt there for me. Just get
it's like playing Monopoly and dealing out the properties, if you know what I mean.
Well, it wasn't exactly like they're so. I dropped a lot of them actually because I had to make room for the next round of them. So a lot of them that I dropped. I lost hippie goggles. Formula 51 is in a re-veg right now, so there was kind of a limited selection of what was available at the moment. I could have got you Crippy, I could have got you Blue Line Pie, probably.
Well, how's your
he doesn't want a bunch of them, I'll just get him a couple. He'll be good with 2.
Oh, I'm
behind it.
I mean, as far as like flavor profiles, I mean, pretty much nailed what I like. The peanut butter jellies, this fuel, that's fire. But I was just wanting to cut the corners and get like the breeder. This is my cut of X, Y, or Z. But that's all right.
I'll get you something. I got a couple going. The Jexco crosses.
Hey, you could both show up on the 22nd and have, I'm saying.
I actually could have brought you some that were like, yay big.
Now that I think about it, now that I think about this and I played this out in my head a little bit, you even said you went back and like listened to the rest of it. Was this like, oh no? You're not gonna cheat. You're not gonna cheat on my genetics. You'll own it out yourself. I'll bring you some clones, motherfucker, but
Gotta
you're
get wet, man.
not
You know what?
gonna skip. You're gonna pheno hunt. You want my
All
shit?
those breeders, they're a finicky bunch, aren't they?
And even if you're right, Eagle, he's never going to admit it, so it doesn't matter.
You deal with pot smokers.
Now,
this
for
happens.
some reason, I thought you guys were
Great
closer.
reminder.
You guys actually live pretty far away from each other.
What, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, something like that?
Yeah, ish.
Yeah, I'm about half hour, 40 minutes from Smiling's. And
On a bad day of traffic, that's how it takes me to get to LA. I go up there all the time. 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Smiley's part of the West Michigan.
It isn't a bad trip, actually. I mean, it's a quick drive up there, it seems like. So, you know, we could do it more.
Eagle's in one of the most beautiful places in Michigan. Lake is near.
Yeah.
So,
Now I gotta bring Eagle clones again. So we got an excuse to get up there. I'm going to take your clones to the Jack Skillington lines right now, so if you want them.
I don't know, Michigan's not
They're
that
not selected. It's not a selected clone. It's just a pheno hunt stuff.
all right.
Oh well. So yeah.
You could get number 4 when number 5 is the hot one. You know what I mean?
Well, if you look at, we could do it like this. I could just pop some at this point and help pheno hunt.
Yeah.
Go a different direction completely.
That's the whole point, actually. So,
Yeah. That was the roundabout way of giving you seeds instead of cuts.
Original intent. There you go. I'll buy that.
I asked earlier, Val, how's your garden doing? Does it look real
Oh,
good?
she's doing pretty good. I'm getting ready to chop down in about a week or two. And then we'll go ahead and push the veg stuff into the flower room again and then restart, pop more beans.
What traits are you excited about that are almost done?
You're a little bit muted there, bud. We couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, I was asking Val what strains he's got.
We got some Bahama Mama by Soulfire. She's going really good. And then on deck we have Bahama Mama. Wait, what did I say? Bahama Mama, or did I say Bahama Bust Down?
The first one you said, yep.
Yeah. They're so close, so yeah. I have a Chernobyl on deck. I have a Miss Cootie Pie and a Cherry Hash Pie by UFO Genetics.
That sounds good.
Oh yeah, I've had her before. She's really good. It hasn't been sexed yet, so we'll find out. And then in the flower room, we have Durban Alien Rock Candy that's finishing up. Rainbow Crush and Blueberry Rainbow Crush, Gary Payton. That one has a beautiful structure.
You tend towards more of the fruity, berry tasting cannabis, or this just happens how it's going this time?
I think it just so happens, just like I do enjoy them. But then I also like my Lebanese. She's floral and more of a sandalwood. I enjoy her. And then the Gary, that one's going to be a little bit more piney with a little bit more gas.
You gotta have that, get a little play off. So it's just like fruits.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy them.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a nice array of plants in there.
Well, every day is a different day. Some days you may want something else.
I know that one.
You gotta spice up your life.
See him talking about giving away cuts in chat there. I'm serious about this 420 thing, about like all the weed nerds just like seriously passing cuts to people that don't grow, 420, literally just palming them to people. You smoke weed? Good. Here's one. You know what I mean?
Make some potted plants with some of the short list of instructions on the side. Here you go.
So,
Well, it made me realize, I mean, I guess it's now legal from the federal point to sell seeds, clones. There's some ruling on that last year or this year. Why? So then technically you could just give away clones. They're like you could set up a table and say it's free 420. Come and get them.
what I'm saying, set up a table like a fucking street corner or something and just run them out to cars that are interested.
Like, yeah, I mean, a clone is not no, it's not. Yeah, that's no
Going
THC.
to a food truck, but it's a clone truck.
Do it in the springtime, like when they're selling the tomatoes and shit, when all them starts.
I was thinking about doing that here in our little, 1001st in town, one street light. Stand there at the street light and just hand out joints of this shit because you can't legally sell it right now, but you can sure gift it.
Alms for the poor.
Unless,
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, that's a different idea, but clones, you could sell like they're like just like when all in springtime when all the starts are stocked up in all the nursery type places, like there's no real reason that they can't stock cannabis plants there. Starts like
420.
according to like if like those are considered not THC and whatever, as long as they're whatever size. Then yeah, I imagine some stores gonna like realize it. I don't think there's anything really keeping them from doing that.
There's pretty big business in that right now, just supplying some of the acreage farms. Even the guys want to grow a certain strain or certain strains like that they know pass the hemp laws early on. Because I remember talking with a guy and his family ran an orchard, but they were transitioning some of the land over to hemp, and they had the space and they had the cuts, so they grew moms and they were like running thousands of clones, man. That was crazy. But I think on the clones they do like 1,800 per acre. So just to give you an idea, so like,
that's what a lot of them run 1,500, 1,800.
yeah. So either way, I mean, still, yeah, 1,500 is a lot of fucking clones.
Like me, a breeder Steven do like 200,000.
Well, I mean, in the nursery game, they don't call things clones. It's all it's all goes under micro propagation, right? And that's huge business. Yeah, you can micro propagate every kind of plant, and people do it at scale, and that's yeah, basically
I know.
cloning. It's cloning. It's we call it cloning, but technically it's micro propagation.
It was cool as fuck, is what it was, to see all those clones. Like, it was pretty cool.
I know you're kind of making fun of my weed, but I've only, other than the big logs that I broke all the buds off of, this is all the stems that I've got so far.
You weren't making fun of it. It was just real open.
Flower so far, but
Looking.
my fucking fingers are just
Yeah, you
caked
Johnny Green Thumb there.
from cleaning out like 3 joints worth. Like I don't think I've even done like a quarter ounce of weed yet.
Yeah, damn. Stuff looks sticky.
And it's gonna take a while.
That shit drives me nuts, and my fingers are like, it drives me nuts.
It is kind of a really tactile
And you can let it go until it's a ½ inch thick.
situation here.
Keep it off.
But you're just grinding it by hand, so of course your fingers are gonna be all green.
I think 420 would be a perfect time for something like that. That would give a person just enough time to take it home, up pot it into something else. didn't have an indoor setup, they could always, by the end of May, set it outside somewhere in their yard. At least give a shot at outdoor, right?
Yeah.
So that's only asking them to keep it, just barely alive indoors in the window or
Are
whatever.
you planning on doing hash bash again this year?
Probably. That's always a fun event.
Rooted clones are different than a snip, though. Like snips, you can hand out and whatever.
I only pulling flowers.
You're gonna root it and all that. Like that's
Have a cup of water with a bunch of cuts in it, and just here you go.
yeah, but you start doing them on number. There's a lot of work in trying to get 200 cuts or whatever.
Yeah.
And to that end, also take those extra seeds that you don't want, and don't forget about the ditches for the spring.
I guess it was more of a publicity stuff, but I always thought it was pretty cool when last year in Thailand voted for cannabis, the country gave away 1 million plants to people, like gave out 1 million plants. Like you could, every citizen could come get free plants or teens or whatever they were. I thought that
There's
was
not
like,
a problem with your audio. Bud is just tripping that hard.
yeah, I lost my ear.
That is cool. They handed them out. Where your audio is kind of weird. It's bugging in and out.
Real nice joint though. Nobody's gonna take that away from you.
I lost my earbuds this week.
I did too. They're got to be here somewhere.
That's my turn to bop out, man. I appreciate seeing everybody this weekend. I appreciate seeing everybody
Oh,
tonight.
it was so wonderful seeing you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised to last this long. So, attaboy. Usually they're
Thank
gone.
you for calling, Smiley, and congratulations on that fifth place, man.
Thanks. Appreciate it. So hope everybody has a great rest of the week. So,
Bye bye.
Everybody get quiet all at once now.
Yeah, a moment of silence for the loss of Smiley. That was a really good time too. I did miss a few of our usuals, and they're all Chuck D's nuts. He was there. Did he ever come to the table?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I told him where you were and told him to go give you a hey. So cool.
I know.
Big Jar wasn't there, which I really was sad. I'm used to seeing him at events, but the next one I'm sure he'll be at. He goes to them all. I enjoy going to events. I really do. I get to see all the people that I see you guys on video, but that's not quite the same. Can't pass my joint to you on video.
That's one of the things that I don't think it really affected the weed nerds a whole lot. The whole COVID thing, all them events throughout that time, when we were supposed to be 6 feet apart, not passing joints. A lot of times we went to these events, we pulled tables together and we still passed joints.
Yeah, that's because that's the culture.
That's super important to me because it was like those, and I respected those, and I still do, that want to smoke their own joint.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Everybody, here we go.
We're still smoking together. That's great. But there's just something about hitting that joint and then passing it to the next person.
Like hot potato with the road.
Breaking bread or having a meal with them. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. There's this something, the act of passing that joint that creates a more of a bond than just standing there smoking individual joints. And COVID did kind of put that in there a little bit, but for the most part at these events, we weren't going to let that die. We were still breaking bread.
As long as you weren't the contact hit guy walking around trying to stick your lips on everyone.
Who would that be?
I don't know. I was just making up a stereotype.
A character that you've seen it out and about.
Yeah. Who wants a contact hit? Come on. You took a really big hit.
Yeah.
On
Yeah, this is definitely super freak. I'm starting to get super high.
cutting it dangerously close to go to the gas station.
Man, it was a long week of definitely smoking weed. A long weekend of smoking. That's for
How
sure.
long a time did they give you to actually get through those samples?
I got my kid late Tuesday, like
And
12.
you got a
Like,
lot to go through, didn't you?
yeah. Yeah, like 70 samples, close to 70 flour, and then all the another 30
Concentrates.
concentrates. Yeah. It was worth it though. It was worth it.
Do it again.
You know,
The
we're
the
kind
time
of
I judged high times like years ago. The one year that had the most was 60, but we always had 2 weeks, two
yeah.
weeks, and it took that. I went, yeah, 70, and yeah, that's a
And that's
lot.
not.
I
And
judged
and concentrate too. Whoa, you really were on one.
I've judged 15, 17, and 19 high times. And yeah, that was nice. That 2 week is a nice buffer zone. That shit lost credibility to me. Once you can
Yeah,
start playing the judge kits and you're no
yeah.
longer elected
Yeah,
anymore.
you're not being a judge because you're a judge. You're being a judge because you paid the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they like as a yeah, they totally lost credibility. They like they made the whole thing. It's just it's a sad tale of profiteer people, corporate got involved, and
Yeah.
you know, even when you fly out of Oakland Airport, they spent all this money right on Hegenberg exit is the High Times dispensary because that there was a time when they tried to open up all these dispensaries. And the story I heard about the place is, yeah, they spent all this god awful money on that location, on the building, all this, and yeah, no biz because they sell a bunch of booth in there, and yeah,
Boo.
even though it's right there by the airport, no, they're about ready to close it down.
Oh. Take a brand name and just rip the fuck out of it. That's high times.
Now,
Rookies.
even way back, I mean, before the loss of credibility of recent years, yeah, they were always kind of questionable. Like, yeah, I saw it with my own eyes. Like, it was a pay to play situation. That that was how they operated all the way from booths to everything. Yeah, for sure. And that kind of climate creates situations.
Happy trim machine salesman.
I don't
Well,
know. I kind of,
I even back when High Times had credibility, you would always have to question the fact that like the biggest back page ads, centerfold ads for years were for like fake weed, like this, like they. You remember this stuff? Like
I bought it before back in the day.
Journal.
yeah, like they had these things. It wasn't weed at all. It wasn't even hemp. It was like some
Spice.
herb thing that then they had all the strain names. It was like fake weed you could order and buy per gram, like a scam basically.
It looks so
And
pretty though
and
on them
and
pages,
and
man.
and if you didn't have standards of like what you would take as advertising money, like that to me was always a sign of like, yeah, well, if these people are gonna
Take
like put
anybody's money. We don't
fake,
care.
yeah, a scam, put a scam in there because they pay for the back page ad. Yeah, that's questionable. Always has been to me.
I
Yeah,
really,
that is that integrity doesn't fly in the advertising areas. You can probably tell what's going on in the rest of the magazine.
To me, I'm really liking these the the choice awards, the fan choice awards. You know, to me, that is the most credible, blind as could be. You know what I mean? I would really like to see more events where it was just more of a no judge, but random people. Everybody's got something to say.
Yeah,
For
celebrate the
multiple
plant,
reasons.
celebrate it. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, make
Yeah,
it a
Just
multi-day event, a weekend event. Everybody gets a kind of a scorecard, and it's more sociable, like we seen this weekend, to
yeah.
where like everybody's taking that sample down, just like we've done at past events, where we've sat and sent them samples around. What's everybody think of this? You know what I mean? We even seen a little bit of that this weekend
Yeah,
with
we're passing a joint of the samples.
passing the compass, passing
well, and
around. What
and
you think?
anybody that ever enters that like meets the deadline has X amount of their entry entered. That to me is a winner right there. Because like the years I did that, yeah, that wasn't always that easy. The timing, you know, everything that involved, right? And so, yeah, if 70 people put out that effort, that should be celebrated.
They did an edible. They also did an edible category too, which I don't think very many entered. But I thought about it, but busy, just too busy this time of year. But I've got some pretty good edibles. I think
That's the one you probably would have really won too.
I don't know if I would have won, but I would have been okay.
Oh yeah.
Those treats
Well,
you
I
ask.
always think edibles would be easy to win if like you were like a true like pastry chef and I could already make like high quality,
Yeah, that is
all
the
that
thing that
stuff.
really,
And
then
then
make good butter or good oil and go from there.
yeah, and that'd be hard to compete with, like if like a
Put a little,
foodie.
like a side of ribs with your buds.
Yeah.
Who make croissants. That'd be awesome.
I've got in my Pinterest.
Yeah, like
got
like
the whole
like with the
category of canvas recipes.
chocolate croissants, but with the chocolate inside being the edible. That would be a good one.
Or even you
But
can make like the croissant with the can of
Are
butter.
you guys gonna now make me hungry? I just want to get this out in the front.
well, you guys were talking food about how good the food was at this event. That's when I made dinner and ate dinner before I came on, which I'm glad I
that was
did.
a while ago. Now I'm getting hungry again though. So we're talking about food. It could go bad for me.
Well, I think stoners talk about food. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that.
especially like, 45 minutes or 97 minutes into the show.
That
And
food
I
wasn't
will say
good.
this about our Morgantia farm is he also had a thing outdoors where you could order a side of beef from him if you wanted, or a side of a half pig or quarter pig or whatever you wanted to do, quantity meat from him, because that's his business. And he also does the infused meats too. So good. He does a really good job. And I had some hash at the October celebration, the Halloween one. Man, oh man, was that some nice hash he had. Shout out to Morgantia Farms. It's nice. It is so nice having a small community like that. It just is. It took me a while to find everybody, but now that I have, I'm very happy about it.
And dogs behind me just silently crying all night. Can you guys hear the puppies behind me?
No.
You talk a little bit, I can hear a little bit in the background, but if you're not talking, I can't hear anything.
Oh, they're move your arm, babe. They're right there at that gate. Three of them just gently crying because they can't come.
Oh,
I know
poor
that-
babies.
I got one back there behind me being a rug, and I don't know where the other one is. Probably in the breezeway because it's cold out there, and he's got a big ass blanket that he has for fur.
Mine's been going in and out, in and out. He's currently under the table. Every now and then I'm over here checking up on him because he's a puppy and always up to no good.
I was running my house at about 62 to 65 degrees for weeks on end because I was dry curing in my dining room with the vent shut off. But with the radiant heat being what it was, if I go higher than that in here, it got too high in there. So I just kept it where I wanted to run it in there, and it worked out really well. Finally got that all tore down though, and everything jarred up as it were, and now I'm back to being normal temperatures, and I really like it. I'm getting stuff done now. I was just for a long time just sitting here going, yeah, it's really cold in here. It's really cold in here.
It's in my sunroom. I'm always cold in here. But it's nice to go inside the house and actually be like a person.
Do you like you are like a person in your sunroom?
Oh, in the summer, maybe. Feel like
That's
Frosty
a
the
question
Snow
I have.
Woman.
Well, clearly, I smoke in my house without any problem. Of the four of us, it looks like Bella's the one that's only one who segregates away from her living area.
Pretty much.
Ryan might too. He's actually, I don't know where he's at. All I've seen is his tray. So, but it did look like he might have been in a maybe garagey area. Oh, he's in his car. Even worse in a garagey area. The thing that goes in the garagey area. Yeah, I was discussing that with somebody earlier in the week about how some people are smoking homes, it's weird to me. But my husband was a cigarette smoker, so whatever I wanted to smoke wasn't going to bother him.
True. Well, my parents, they were big cigarette smokers. And my grandmother was a cigarette smoker, and just seeing like how much damage it did to like, and then having to like clean the walls and everything and
The walls
ceilings.
will cure you out of the cigarette smoke. And if it's on the walls the way it is, it's everywhere. Pardon me. But now, I gotta say I wore a black zipper hoodie to the event. And when I got home, by the time I did get home, and we saw it was smoky in there. It was pretty smoky in there. I smelled my clothes, and that hoodie still smelled pretty good. Had that been nicotine, holy hell, I would have had to wash it 3 times.
I was listening to a thing today about the invisible rainbow, which a book suggested to me a long time ago. This is like my second or third pass through it today. By Dragonfly Earth Medicine. Cheers to them, guy. Awesome people right there. But they were talking about smoking and lung cancer. How that for years and years, people didn't get sick or show signs of lung cancer. In fact, it wasn't even a thing up until we started putting more and more frequencies into the air. Once AM radio, actually, right around the same time, AM radio started broadcasting signals that that more and more lung cancer started to pop up. And they actually went further to say is like talk about like melanoma and skin cancer that the more that radio and TV, FM and TV waves came into play, melanoma started appearing not only in people.
I have to say that's all anecdotal because they may be not connected at all.
Right.
How things happen.
I'll give you that. I mean, definitely.
And at that same time, earlier people would die, they wouldn't necessarily know what they died of, where now they pretty much know, like, oh, you had this or that. But there was a time, not kind of coinciding with this time, but to take it even further, yeah, AM and TV, that was certain what they call the bandwidth, right?
Yeah.
They've almost filled the whole bandwidth. Like that's between
Yeah,
Wi-Fi, this, that.
Using it
like
all now.
so many frequencies. They've almost like, yeah, that's the most valuable commodities. Like
And you
what's
also
left
look
of it.
right now, but it's not just the bandwidths, it's all the shit that we've been putting out in ourselves and around ourselves.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
people
combination.
all. We're not gonna fight it all forever, and they didn't have that back in 1950. 1950, what was there going around? Nothing.
Hey,
You know,
hey, this might not be everybody should know this, but my mom's building that her firm was in was one of the early firms that used their building to put cell towers on top. And uh, you went up on the roof and you got pretty anywhere pretty close to those things. Your hair in your arm would stand straight up, right? Uh, People that worked on the sixth floor, or 6 stories high, on that sides of the buildings, we quit that had, it was a big thing to have the window off at the end. All the supervisors had that.
yeah, the
Oh
good,
no,
good spot.
they heard something about that and the energy
They
from
want to
that.
be
And
interior.
yeah, they didn't want to be away from the cell relays or
Well,
whatever.
there's got to be something to it a little bit, especially if you're in that close of proximity. Can you remember all the times we joke about, yeah, they lived under the power lines just a little too long.
There is some shit to that. I looked into that. I actually subcontracted work through Verizon for a year. And what I had to do from them was go into them little buildings you see at the base of the tower and cut that basically in half. Put a wall in there, fireproof wall, double insulated or double drywall and FRP both sides for fire rating of 4 hours, and then install a generator on the other side for Verizon. Most of them towers are set up battery backups that only get you 7 days at best. But Verizon went in and set up generators that run for weeks on at least on their shit. But what I'm here to tell you is at the base of them towers is logbooks for people that work on them towers. And people that work on them towers are only supposed to be there at best 2 hours a day. I was putting in 8 hours a day at the base of these towers
Damn.
with guys that I'd worked with for years. And while we were working on the days that we worked on them towers, we went home with fatigue worse than we had experienced on anything, and headaches. And it was common every tower day that we worked on. So there is most definitely
that's a direct influence as far as that. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely believe there's something to all that frequency and the EMFs having effects on the body.
I hate to say it, but I got the belt loop on again. I always wear tool bags, but I always have a belt loop on my belt at work. But I succumbed to the man, and now I'm fucking swinging hammer again.
To the man.
God damn it.
Most women say that. I've never heard a dude say that. But okay. Hey, I don't mean to be changing the subject or anything, but I noticed my clock that we're getting really close to the end of our show here, and I was wondering if there was maybe a dab song in there available to listen to.
I'm sure I could conjure one up here.
It is one of my favorites from the 60s. Yeah.
It is.
As a little kid back then.
Work my way through YouTube.
Doris Day, Rock Hudson, Heady Times.
I feel like my phone's playing a dab song back there. You got some dabs ready? You want to do some dabs?
I didn't realize it was the YouTube window that was open. I thought I saw Smiley in the corner still. I was like, didn't he leave a while back?
How's he here? It's the ghost of Smiley. Smiley in the machine.
It is nice to see my little tent filling up already with genetics. I gotta tell you that. Looking pretty good too. My little
It feels good to be growing again, doesn't it?
it does. And well, We had talked about you want to see a couple of my little cub babies while we're waiting? No, we still got a couple minutes left. I
Yeah,
talked about like
baby.
so I've already they were they were germinated in the root right cubes like I always do.
Yeah.
Upside down, let them crack, and they stayed in there until I seen some roots pop out of the root right cube. I think that density there helps make a little bit fatter tap root, that
Yeah.
resistance.
I think so too.
Bury them up in the solo cup there. And then by the time they're up and ready, they all fat. Oh, right there's the camera.
Yeah, make sure you're in the right camera.
Yeah. So, by the time, one more, they're about ready to be topped here soon. So at cup level, already be topped for, by the time this gets ready for a 3 or, a 1 gal, 3 gal, 3 gal, you won't have to do much more training to these
Look
gals.
at your color coordinated with your red solo cup.
Love the red solo.
Look at.
Are you you prefer the clear solo cups?
I don't really care. I actually would like a solo cup tray holder so that they don't tip over when you get them just sitting side by side.
I thought it was super
Complaint
cool.
about solo cups.
Art Man had my fucking clone dome. That is so cool. That's the one my tried and true clone dome right there is the one Art last. And I have every season in the spring when they put out all those little germination kits. I scour them areas, Home Depot, Walmart, all those, trying to find another one like them ones because I found them 1 year in Lowe's. I bought two of them and I haven't been able to find them since. But them fuckers are gems in my book. I've had mine forever, but it's like a lucky. To me, at this point, it's like lucky because every seed germination I put in there, 100%. Clones, if I've had to clone in that bad boy, 100%. Either way, I've had great luck with that little dome. So I'd still keep it and use it to this day. Here we go. Dab song. Might as well go early. 11:50.
Yes.
Cheers, guys, gals. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Just besides the dab, it is a pretty much a relaxing song. No, sir. We couldn't use the Offspring anymore. 420, 420. They were copyrighted. I wrote it out with all the copyrights until they started actually taking down the episodes. So it wasn't copyright. They were actually pulling episodes. So I had to find another dab song. So this is Warren Covington is the version that we use today.
That's the song. Upstairs dancing.
Yeah, the big climax. It is a good one. YouTube plays. I got YouTube Premium. So a lot of times in the vehicle, that's what I listen to. And I don't know how many times I've sat at a light and this is rolled through, and I've caught myself not even realize
People in the next vehicle are just looking at you.
windows down. Yeah, boy, the kids are into crazy stuff these days. Yeah, like
yeah, somebody else is dropping the bass and you're doing something too. That's funny. That was well, thank you. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys hanging out.
Chat, you guys are great as always.
Yeah, we love our chat friends. Let's see, we've got like what? Weedist, Mars Hydro, Hillbilly. Yeah, you guys are awesome.
A lot of them in there for 2420.
Yeah, Shredder. So Organics.
Yeah,
Let's see who else.
Stay until the bitter end, man.
We said grape, right? Supreme grape.
He knows, like we all seen him earlier.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and leave at this point, and I will see you Thursday. Is that your next show?
Yep. Oh no, tomorrow night is Joe Pietri.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So I'm glad I asked.
And there is an interview Wednesday.
King of Nepal.
Do not ask me the YouTube name because it's like CX70. Blah, 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 blah. Batman.
The one on Wednesday is at the 11 o'clock, or is that the 9?
No, these will be at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock on Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, I pulled them back because there was life for one calls for a little bit earlier episode. I can't take them to 420 anymore and get up and do the daytime thing. It's a little bit, so I had to pull it back. And then over the years, people have asked, hey, I'd like to get some live episodes, but I can't stay up till 11:30, and that's both.
Not everybody lives over California side.
Well, not everybody lives the grower's lifestyle either, because a lot of
up all night.
There are quite a few that have normal sleeping patterns, which isn't me. I mean, I prefer the
me either.
But yeah, so I had to move. I'm decided to move it till 10 o'clock. Episodes are at 10 o'clock.
What are you doing, Ryan?
Tomorrow.
Oh, there we go.
Cigarette.
Ready to burn something, and you're throwing down a little bit of kerosene or something. All right. Well, good night, everybody, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Yes, ma'am. Tuesday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So wait, tomorrow's Joe.
Yep.
Is this number 4 or 3?
At least 4 with Joe.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely entertaining. So I'm
fired up. He's fired.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll leave it at that. I'll be tuned in because he's entertaining. That's for sure.
Yeah, it will be a good one for sure. So,
yeah. Well, just to clarify, he has his whole Grateful Dead timeline history. A little like, it's a little foggy there. But give him credit. He's got some of the names right, but the timing's a little off.
Right.
Yeah.
He is
fun. Right. We'll see you. Thanks. It was good vibes tonight. Like everyone had like good vibes. That's what's good.
Appreciate you, buddy. I hope your healing's coming along well. Mr. Bryant, how you doing this evening?
I can't complain. I'm gonna sleep like a baby again because I have fucking pound nails again now.
You gotta admit though, I'm back to doing it myself.
It was
I'm,
kind of
it is
adding
red.
numbers in my head and shit and fucking like, oh yeah, I remember this. Holding a sawzall above my head, cutting through fucking 3/4 inch fucking flooring though all day long wasn't the funnest. Crawling around in a 4 foot attic space full of fucking blown in insulation. I was like fucking 60 years old or 80 years old or some shit.
Yeah,
Lovely stuff.
I do not miss that. Yeah. But somebody's got to do it. Yeah, you're awesome for being that dude, my friend. So,
People need heat. I'm
appreciate
HVAC guy for the week. Then I go back to swinging nails, I guess. All right, I'm fucking stoned. Have a good night, man.
you too.
Later, everyone in chat.
Later, brother. With that being said, that does wrap up this episode 827.1. Rolling around to 828 tomorrow. I can't believe it now. They're moving seemingly super quick. Wow. With that being said, enjoy your day tomorrow. Don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, me and Miss Angel
Bye, guys.
are out of here. You guys have a good night and a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.